All right, 5th grade. So now is the step where we are going to add our tassels to our rugs. Your rugs will already have hole punches in them. You should have 5 on each side, so let me know if there's not 5 on each end. Then I have our different colors for our tassels. Now, they're the same colors that we've talked about, the same reasons why we're using these colors. These are the colors that the Native Americans would have used because these are the colors that they would have been able to make. So, what you're going to do is you are going to pick what colors you are going to use. So in each tassel, you need to use 3 strings of yarn. So you can make them all one color and then maybe alternate. Maybe you'll have an all red tassel, all yellow tassel, all red tassel, all yellow tassel. It's up to you. Or you can maybe do red and yellow in one. So maybe you'll do 2 red strings and 1 yellow string and make all of your tassels like that. Or you can have 3 colors in 1 tassel. So maybe you can do red, black, and yellow in 1 tassel. So I think I'm gonna do gray, white, and maybe orange since my background was orange. So those are the 3 colors I'm gonna pick. So I'm gonna make all of my tassels be the same, and all of my tassels are gonna have all 3 of these colors. Okay, so now I'm going to line up my ends, just like this, and then I can kind of start cutting my pieces. I don't want them to be too short. So you can see they stretch about 3/4 of the way across the edge of my paper is what I'm starting with. And you can kind of start by cutting a few for your tassels all at the same time, or you can kind of do them one at a time. That's up to you. Okay, so it's about this long. Like I said, about 3/4 of the way across the end of my paper. And then I'm going to take it and I'm just going to fold it in half in the middle. So you can see that I'm just going to fold it in half in the middle. So then I have one side that has a loop like this, and then I have one side that's the open ends. I'm going to take the loop side. I'm going to kind of pinch it like that. So then I can easily push it through the back of one of these holes. So I'm going to push it through that hole just like that. And then I should have a loop like that coming out the front. So you can see I have the loop out the front, the other pieces coming out the back. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to push those pieces through that loop like that. I've pulled those pieces through the loop. So I'll do it again. So I have these pieces coming out the back, my loop coming out the front, and I like to kind of stick my fingers through that loop, and then I just kind of grab those pieces with my fingers and then pull it through. And then you want to very carefully pull that tight. And when I say do this carefully, because you don't want to rip your hole punch out, because that can happen pretty easily. So make sure you're just kind of carefully pulling them. You can even pulling them one at a time to kind of tighten your tassel. Okay, so there's one. I have that one that I already had cut. So I'm gonna fold it in half, take that loop side, the side that has the loop, I'm gonna kind of pinch it so it's pretty small at the end. So then I can easily push it through from the back. So push it through from the back so your loop is in the front. Now I have my loop. Like I said, I like to have my 2 fingers coming through, so that way I can just grab those extra ends, pull it through my loop, and then very carefully pull it through. I'm gonna cut some more of these. Here's my 3 ends. Try to cut them about the same length, but if you don't, that's okay, because we're gonna trim them all off at the end. So again, I'm just redoing this so you guys can see. I'm gonna fold it in half, pinch that looped side, and then push that through your hole punch. So you have a loop in the front and your extra empty or your open strings on the back. Push, I like to put my fingers through and just kind of pull those strings through that loop, and then very carefully pull it tight. Do it again. Fold it in half. So you have your looped end and your open strings end. Take your looped end, pinch it so it's small. Push that through one of your hole punches from the back. So now your strings are coming out the back and your loop is coming out the front. Pull those strings through the loop and then very carefully pull that tight. I have one more left on this side. Okay, fold it in half. So you have a looped end and a strings end. Pinch that loop so it's small. Get your hole punch, push it through the back side of the hole punch. So your loop should be coming out the front side. Your strings are coming out the back side. Then pull those strings through that loop and pull it tight. Remember, be very careful when you're pulling it tight. Then you're going to repeat. So I have all my tassels on this side. I'm going to repeat that for this side. Once you have them all done, then you can just kind of go through and trim them off so they look a little bit cleaner. So you can kind of see they're a little bit different lengths. These 3 are kind of short and then these are long. So I'm just gonna cut them all so they're all the same length. And then I kind of like to make all my tassels the same length. So I'm gonna hold them up. Okay, there we go. Let me zoom you out again. All right, and there's one side of my tassels done. And you're gonna repeat that for the other side.